I've hit special shots. No, do I consider myself special? I don't know. I'm just a golfer. I'm a player. I could love to compete. Maybe that's what makes me a little bit different than others. So I truly do love to compete. And coming down the stretch in a tournament, that's what we play for. And there's no bigger high in our sport than having to hit a shot when it really matters in the last few holes. And that to me is the ultimate. It's like taking the game-winning shot. I want to be that person to win or lose, to have that opportunity.
Justin Leonard.
You look at your schedule and you go, gee, I can't believe I, committed to do that Monday, this and that. Gee, it'd be great to be home and all that kind of stuff. And then once you get here and you read more about what it's for and things like that, it makes the day a lot easier. And so yeah, I mean, like you said, it's giving back. It's we're so fortunate to be able to play a game for a living that other people enjoy as a hobby. It just makes sense to come and do something like this to help a great organization.
David Faherty.
Well, anytime you get Tiger Woods coming anywhere these days, he's the most visible sportsman in the world, and it's remarkable what he's done. I've been lucky enough in my job to see what he does and to have watched him since he's turned professional, and this is a rare treat at Newburn today, and it will be for me. I actually quit playing the minute he turned pro, and it wasn't a coincidence. I saw this coming. It just didn't seem like a good idea to hang on there any longer. So this will be a fantastic experience for me too.
Well, I think, quite frankly, we've had a bang every year, to be honest with you. We've had a superstar in character and player every year here, and to be the last year is sad in one way, but it's also exciting that we have another great group of 3 guys here. It's going to be fun today. When we have the sponsors dinner in December, it'll be probably a little bit tougher, but it's just one of those things that it's time to move on. And I think I don't think we ought to dwell on, and that's the last one. I think we ought to dwell on what we have done and what you people have done for the Shriners and the kids. Because when you see the kids, when you see Sarah out here today, it really makes you step back and say, we did good here.
We've been at this thing with Curtis a long time, really since the very beginning, and of all the things that we are able to do in the community, I think this is probably the most worthwhile endeavor we undertake. And there are a lot of good reasons why, but the kids at the Shriners Hospitals are really the reason. And you get caught up in the excitement, and all of our businesses and all of our customers, from pulp and paper to wood products to real estate to timberlands, we all get so psyched up about the great golfers that come in here to play with Curtis. And it's fun, the fellowship, the fresh air, the quality golf. But we try to continue to focus on the kids.
It puts a lump in your throat is what it does. I mean, we talk about it every year. It's when the Shriners can go in and improve a youngster's life to be able to live a normal life is pretty special. And I think all of us can understand grown-ups or older people getting sick and having problems, but when you see a child sick with either a birth defect or a disease that happened early on in life or something as horrible as cancer, it just doesn't make sense sometimes.
The first Shriners Hospital opened in Shreveport, Louisiana in 1922, and by the end of that decade, 13 more hospitals were in operation. Today, the Orthopedic Shriners Hospitals serve as a major referral center for complex and highly specialized orthopedic treatments for children. Shriners Hospitals for Children is a network of pediatric specialty hospitals founded by the Shrine, where children under the age of 18 receive excellent medical care absolutely free of charge. From their inception, Shriners Hospitals have been open to all children without regard to race, religion, or relationship to a Shriner. Shriners Hospitals are located throughout North America, 20 in the United States and 1 each in Mexico and Canada. The hospitals help children who have problems of the bones, joints, or muscles, or who have been severely burned. 3 of the hospitals also specialize in treating children with spinal cord injuries. The network of unique children's hospitals founded by the Shrine have earned a well-deserved international reputation for excellence. With more than 175,000 children on their active patient roster, the focus now must be to maintain the high standards of patient care Shriners Hospitals have become known for. And continuing success will depend on increasing donations and bequests to support Shriners Hospitals.
I'm here to thank most of your corporate sponsors for what you have done to make this drive successful. And especially, Curtis, you and Warehouse, I want to thank y'all for your sponsorship of this great Shrine Classic. And a special thanks to you, because without you and your endeavors for the last 10 years, the children wouldn't have had the pleasure of the money that you have helped raise. Our poster child, Sarah Patella. Sarah, step out there. We thank you. By this expression, we know where your heart is. Curtis, especially, thanks to you. You have meant a lot to our children, and especially Sudan Temple. A lot of times you give us drive that we really need. And I was in a position in July that had to get a child that was burned on Interstate 95 to the hospital. When you do something like that, it's almost like going to a revival at a Baptist reunion. You get it all over again. So, Curtis, we want to especially thank you, and of course, I know who's behind this. Sir, we thank you, honey, for all of it. See, I'm married too, Curtis. I know what it's all about. Thank you.
It's really a miracle that I'm still alive.
All I can say is that the Lord has given us wisdom every time we've asked for it.
I was born perfectly fine, and when I was 3, I got a 103-degree fever, and my mom took me to the hospital.
It was very difficult because the doctors informed us that they were only going to have to take a couple fingers and toes. 13 hours later, they came back out of the hospital emergency room telling us that they actually amputated all the way up to her knees and most of both hands.
And, it's a really rare airborne disease that one of the side effects is gangrene. And
so you just don't know what to think. Your mind goes blank. You don't know what to think. Dreams just go out the window in seconds.
I first came out of the coma, and my parents were devastated. They didn't know what to do, and a Shriner walked up and said, "Hi, I'm a Shriner. I can help you guys."
We had been sent home from the hospital months. It took quite a few months, and we got sent home from the hospital, and they came to our door and introduced themselves, explained that they were Shriners, and that they could help Sarah.
When my legs grow, and when my wrists and these bones right here grow, I have to have surgeries because my bones, some of them grow faster and some of them grow slower, so they have to lengthen ones and they have to shorten others. And
when I was a little girl, I'm from St. Louis, and my mother and father used to take us to the St. Louis parades, and I would see these gentlemen on these little motorcycles, and my father explained to me who they were. So we had a general idea what Shriners did and who they were. And to know 20 years later, after seeing these gentlemen year after year in the St. Louis parades, that now they were helping my daughter, it was just a paved road, easy as can be to go down. One of the neatest kids, even as her mother. I can say that she is the neatest kid. I have a hard time keeping up with her. She horseback rides with the Miracle Meadows Equestrian Therapeutic Agency in Jacksonville. They work with kids of all disabilities. The horses are trained to where the wheelchairs and the braces don't bother them at all. They roll them right up a ramp and mount the horses. She does ceramics on her own completely on the Camp Lejeune base. She does camps by herself. Just an amazing kid.
September 11, 2000. Legends in Time.
Sarah, Curtis's wife, knew that I had a liking for her banana pudding and brought me my own little container, of which Curtis came and raided late last night. But that's really the only reason I'm here, was for the banana pudding. Because, you know, Curtis couldn't get me here, so he put Sarah on it, and she said, if you come, I'll make you banana pudding. So that's why I'm here. Thanks.
We all have a reasons why we're here, and most of them are selfish. Mine is as well. And I'm trying to get a pick for the Ryder Cup next year. I'm lobbying. I've been hitting them hard up all year, and I'm here. Don't forget that.
I did get into the hotel finally last night after many attempts with many keys. My luggage piled up outside. I get in there, and I think the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to order breakfast for the morning. So I hang it on the door, and of course Justin is across the hall, and he gets up fairly early, whatever, and changes my order. So I'd like to warn everyone in the crowd that this morning I had a whole box of All Brown, 2 cans of lima beans, and a Bud Light.
The teams have not been announced yet, and I've given this a lot of thought. You have to remember, this is my day, and I'm going to play with my ball by my rules, okay?
Justin, good luck.
Well, I'm not going to say Curtis, because he had such a bad attitude. I mean, always throwing stuff around. Actually, Curtis was one of the guys that I looked up to, and I've given him a hard time about it, and, you know, I've gotten over him. So, and now that I've met him, you know, it's just destroyed this image of him that I had when I was a kid.
I don't know. My one feeling is if the old guys take on the young guys, if we do reasonably well, then it'd be a moral victory. That means you, Faraday.
I've never been called moral.
And then on the other hand, I think Tiger has played so well lately, he deserves Faraday. I really, at this point, what do you think? You think we ought to?
I think you and I should definitely.
David and I are going to take on the 2 young guys. Yeah, we're going to have some supporters out there. But if we win one skin, we'll be all right. So.
Oh, no, especially at the Ryder Cup. Nothing that was said in the telecast ever got back to our team about not having a chance that I should have been sitting at home watching on TV. We don't find out about things like that, and it never motivates us. And we would certainly, if we ever did hear something like that and then come back and maybe prove this or that person wrong, we would never point a finger at them.
Okay, Tiger, from Stanford University. Not a graduate, though. Won the NCAA at Stanford. No team event, though. Now, wait a minute. It was you and Nota Begay, who's won 4 times in the last 12 months on tour. Casey Martin, great player. And you didn't win the team. How do you not win the team? They won it the year before he got there.
I think one of the good things about what I've been able to do is that I've grown up in it gradually. And I guess when I first appeared on TV, I was about like 2.5 or 3 years old. And I've been in the local press and had other little stories for golf publications as I was growing up. So I kind of grew with it, and I kind of understood it. It wasn't like all of a sudden I was put onto the golfing scene and no one knew who I was, and everyone wanted to know who Tiger Woods was. And I kind of gradually built into what I am now. And I guess that has helped out a lot, because if I would just delve into what it is now. I don't think there's any way I could have swam as well as I've been able to swim since I've turned pro. 16. Yeah, 16. So first and only time I ever gave up on a golf course. It was down at the Orange Bowl Junior Classic. I ended up finishing second or third, but I had the lead at the time, hit one bad shot, and still had the lead, and just absolutely quit. And that's something I regretted, and I will always regret for the rest of my life. I still do it. Yeah, I still do it. Now, whether it's to beat, I putt to beat Nicklaus or Hogan and Sarazen or Jones, Snead, you name it. I mean, it goes right down the list. You got a big putter, get his shot in there to put pressure on them in the 1932 Open, or so. It's not, you just make up stuff, just to have fun with it. But it's neat to be able to do that, because we're all kids at heart. And when you're out there playing and practicing by yourself, that's when you are a kid, and you let your hair down and create like that, because that's what makes it so much fun and enjoyable, is to be able to do that. I did it in other sports, try to take the game-winning shot against my buddies, stuff like that. Acting like I'm MJ, or around the back, behind the back, through the legs like magic, stuff like that. But that's what we all did as kids, and I still do it now, and I will always do it, because I think that's the kid in me.
It was like a period at the end of a sentence, the conclusion to a great novel. But our host put on a finale that New Bern, North Carolina will never forget.
The pros arrived just the other day. They came to the course in the usual way, and there were shots to hit and skins to win. The crowd was bigger than it's ever been, and it was Tiger before I knew it. And as he played, he'd say, "We're gonna have some fun, strange. The kids are up 1-2 none, and the cause is the classic and the money's won. Curtis got the guy, said we'll have some fun. Sees the Shriner smile, strange, you've done so fine. We knew it had to end in time. We knew it had to end this time." Strange made a skin on the short par 4. Woods, play your best, now we've come to score. Can you give me a skin? He said, not today, I got a lot to show. He said, that's your way, and he hit the shot, but his smile, let me tell you, said, I'm gonna win this skin, yeah. You know I'm gonna win this skin. And the Tiger's in the fairway, and he's swinging strong. Justin Leonard, and they both hit it long. Fans, it's hard to say. It might be a hospital day, yeah. You know it's for the kids, I say. Well, he played that Justin on hole number 6. So much like a pro, we just loved that pick. They were proud of you. Can you play for a while? He shook his head and he said with a smile, what I'd really like, strange, is to birdie tonight. Oh, see you later, now I'm hitting my goal. And the pros on the green and the putt goes in. Shriners at the tent and the children win. Thanks for coming home, straight the kids will smile as the classic goes out in style. Yeah, the Shriners worked all the while. We're now at 11 and the kids are ahead. The putt goes in just like Tiger said. They've said let's go to 12 now if you don't mind. He said I'd love to Dave win a skin this time. You see the shot could be Justin's and a birdie will do. And it's been sure nice playing with you, yeah. It's been sure nice playing with you. And as he took back the club, it occurred to me, shown up just for me.
fantastic. The best in the world, and what more could you ask for? He's a perfect gentleman and a great golfer.
I enjoyed particularly the chip shots at the end here with Justin. Really came very close, but it was enjoyable all around.
It was a great event. The weather was a little warm, but the show was fantastic, and it was nice to see the shots, and it was great for the players to be out here.
It was incredible. It was an incredible atmosphere. Very, very overwhelming, very heartwarming to see Tiger and Justin and David and Curtis take time out of their schedule to come down here to this little old hick town and give all the money back to the children. It was incredible. Once in a lifetime experience, and never will forget it.
Well, we've had probably the largest crowd we've ever had, and this is the 11th year and the final year, and we had probably around 3,000 people this year, and we had a good crowd. Everybody was nice and got along with each other, and the golf was real great. The weather was great. Could be no better.
He had some great shots, and when he did those little trick shots, they were really good too, so he's just a really good player.
Well, I think that the shots don't appear to be as far on TV, but once you see him in person, hit a crack of that club against the ball, it was really amazing.
It really was, and the each year the acceptance has grown. We've gotten a little bigger and a little bigger and a little bigger, and this year I think we're really going out on top.
I just can't tell you how much it means to be a part of this event for 11 years and how much good it's done for the children, and to go out with raising $1 million cumulatively and have the best golfer in the world, maybe the best ever, participate in an event in New Bern is just fantastic. Couldn't be better.
That's another world. I mean, you just can't compare it. And he is so awesome, and but what I was really impressed about is his demeanor, his personality. You would think somebody with more talent than anybody in the world could be a little more arrogant. I would be. But no, he was super. He was nice guy.
Well, we're delighted. We have customers here from around the world, and they have just had a marvelous time and enjoyed it immensely. When I first talked to Tiger this morning, I knew he was young, but he just looked so young and so incredible. What an incredible gentleman he is. And Justin, I guess some of our folks saw him downtown. He was out running this morning before he came here, and I mean, he was really running. So they're really great athletes and good people, just really good people, and that's what makes it even more special for us.